Hey everybody, so Elderwoods is coming out and I got a sneak peek at the little patch notes and I figured I'd go over them real quick with you guys and put them out there for anybody interested. There are changes to the current game as well as changes, obviously new stuff for Elderwoods, but there are changes that do affect the current game. So I'm going to go through these real quick. If you don't want spoilers, go away. Don't watch the video. But there are some really cool things and some changes to the current game if you're interested. I am going to skip some of the dialogue stuff that's listed in the patch notes. I haven't read over it and I don't want to, but I'm going to go over the changes and stuff like that real quick. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start right here, patch notes 0.191, the Elderwood Expansion. So they got to add a glance here, but I'm going to skip over that because we're going to run through the whole thing. So we're going to skip down here to the table of contents, new features and updates. Here we go. Elderwoods Expansion includes an entirely new adventure zone, our first since we launched, which contains a whole new map filled with new content for every skill in the game. New gameplay systems, and another chapter of the main story. Oof. So the map, okay, we got a map is a forest seeping with magic. We've got a new chapter, the main story. We've got a new villager joining, which is nice. Introduction of infected essence. I'm curious to see what that is. It's supposed to change the gathering experience some. Searching for artifacts and creating relics. I'm excited for that. It's party buffs, which is super cool. From my understanding, there's 4 of them, and one of them boosts every other person's buff, which is interesting. So it will benefit your party as a whole. I'm curious to see how that works. New gatherables, including new wood and forage you can knock down. That looks cool. Changes to mining, making Palia more abundant. Resource, introducing dedicated mining nodes for gold and silver. Yes, we're going to cover this for sure. Let's see here. We got new huntable creatures and plushies. New insects, including a frog called a rockhopper. New fish, including sharks. That's cool. New garden crops. New set of cooking recipes that make you use of everything in the Elderwood. I'm excited for new recipes using the Elderwood stuff and the new garden crops we're going to see. It looks like you got to find those, so we won't get them right away. Curious how that works. Largest single patch of decor, including multiple new furniture sets. Multiple new furniture sets. I'm looking forward to that. Introduction of courier pets to the game. So we're going to go over that, but my understanding is that the initial courier pets are in the store, but when the next short patch comes out, it's going to introduce our own courier pets that we can earn. Our first earnable non-store courier pet, which would be nice. And last but definitely not least, the core limits have increased from 3,000 to 3,500. I'm not even using the 3,000 right now, so yeah, 3,500 is 3,000 is too much. 3,500 is too much. I understand there's people out there that use it, and there you go. Here's another 500 items you can put down. Crazy, but yeah, there you go, everybody. So welcome to Elderwood. You will immediately gain access to Elderwood, but they recommend find tools as well as completing Rooted Through Place. So you need to complete the main quest line, at least up to Rooted in Place, before diving too far into the map. I'm assuming there's some sort of connection to the main story, and you can't progress past a certain point without having that. So I would kind of go through that Rooted in Place if you haven't. Let's see. Okay, so this is the gateway that we all thought it was. Obviously, it's now broken open. There's a little crack that we can sneak through into the Elderwoods. Looks like we got access to that now. New to the Elderwood is a requirement to find each of the stables in order to lock travel locations. Okay, so this reminds me of other MMOs. You actually have to find the stable before you can use it. Once you've found the central stables, you can use the stables throughout the world to travel directly to the Elderwood. Perfect. As a reward for finding all the stable locations, Neo will give you a recipe to craft your very own stable sign. I need this immediately. Nothing is worse than having to go out your front yard and run around to find a stable, or go out the backyard all the way out the back to find that little one in Bahari Bay. It's just, oof. It'd be nice to have one in my house. Or in my plot, I should say. Quest and villager updates, new chapter of the main story, a whole batch of side quests, and a brand new villager. Our villagers will also see some changes to their schedules. We'll let you all discover exactly what those changes are. So I'm guessing they'll start to hang out in the Elderwoods or do stuff in the Elderwoods. I'm guessing Tamala is a big one of those. Who knows? We'll see. Main chapter story, side quests. Players that are caught up with the main story will see things kick off immediately when they log in with our Elderwood opening cinematic. That's good to know, so keep an eye out for that if you're caught up on the main story. Some of the new systems in Elderwood do require main story progression, so we recommend all players get caught up. So they recommend you complete it all the way up to Rooted in Place, which is just complete Rooted in Place. Which is just work your way through all the vaults and all the way through Rooted in Place. You should be okay. Players do not need to complete the Night Sky bundles. Some of us weren't sure about that because it seems like the Night Sky bundles have a larger overarching story that it connects to. And we thought maybe that would tie into Elderwoods, but it seems like it doesn't, so we should be good on that. As the main story progresses, player will unlock different elements of Elderwoods gameplay. That's not all though. While you explore, you'll come across a variety of guide and discovery quests that expand on the history of the map and introduce various new mechanics. To help players uncover these quests, some will be marked directly on the map. That'll be nice. Okay, Tamala's potion shop. Tamala's finally opening her wares. Okay, so she always had that little marker for a shop, but never had access to it. So she's finally gonna have a potion shop. After you complete the Nature Shadows quest, you'll be able to purchase unique items such as an anti-slime potion and one of the new crops. There's where you get one of them. For players who want to travel back home more easily, you'll complete the quest Where the Hearth Is. Tamala will also sell you a hearth potion, which will allow you to travel home at any point. That's kind of nice for those of us who like squirrel around like me. Because my home timer is always ticking because I'm just teleporting back home, boom, going doing something else, teleport, oh wait, my timer's down. So I might carry a stack of those. Subira's shop. Once players complete something wicked, Subira will allow you to purchase grab bags of items from the Elderwood. These are perfect options if you want to finish your Elderwood collection but don't enjoy a given skill. Interesting. So Subira will be selling like collections of items. I'm guessing like if you don't like fishing, you can buy a fishing bag and it's got like a collection of fish. Stuff like that. Or if you don't like gathering, just buy a gathering bag. We'll have to see. Meet Ulfe. Ulfe is the newest villager joining, a young Umbran boy who's living in the Elderwood for a while. The Umbrans are a different subrace of Majari who have a more favorable view in the use of flow. While he is excited to meet you, he has time in order to get to know a new friend. Your friendship with him will be able to grow in future patches. So this, I'm not sure what this means. This could mean that like friendship is very limited with him in the beginning, or friendship isn't available. It's possible like you can only get your friendship a little bit up, and then as future patches are released, they release more and more of his friendship levels. We'll have to see how that works, because if you play the base game, you know that like certain people like Ashura, you can get to level 5, but other people like Eshe can only get to level 4, etc. So maybe like he'll start out like level 1 or 2 friendship maybe, and then further patches will unlock the further progression with him. Or who knows, maybe his friendship is very, very limited in the beginning and then it won't be unlocked until later. We'll have to see how that works. World updates. With the introduction of Elderwood, the villagers have seemed to take a notice, and there are a few updates in kind. Villagers will mention the Elderwoods, okay. Material found in the Elderwood is added to the weekly once, okay. Typically tier 3 or 4, which is good. It won't affect your tier 1 and 2. Villagers will accept new materials from the Elderwood. Villager schedules have been updated, of course. Here we go. Artifacts and discoverables. To provide a feeling of surprise and delight around every corner. As you explore, you'll find a mysterious substance that has infected the Elderwoods, as well as a new decor, Umbran shrines, rummage piles, and treasure chests. Throughout the map, players will find various gathering items infected by magical essence. Collecting this requires unique materials and equipment specific to the Elderwood. As you continue through the main story, you'll unlock the ability to craft the necessary materials to collect infected items. So it looks like we have a little fishing puddle here, a tree, an animal. It looks like every gathering area could be infected by this weird substance, and you can't gather those until you get the right materials. Infected essence is a major part of Elderwood's new gathering experience. By acquiring it, players will be able to acquire new recipes and gameplay benefits from a variety of sources. Okay, here we go. The Elderwood decor set. First furniture set found entirely through exploration. Ooh. Across the Elderwood, you'll find pieces of furniture left behind from the Umbrans. First time you interact with one of these pieces, you'll meet Benny, a ravenous little pixie. I like how they did that. It's pixie, but it's spelled differently. With like some of that infected essence that's been showing up. Once you provide Benny with the appropriate amount of infected essence, they'll teach you the recipe to craft that item. Okay, so we'll have to find furniture out in the wild and give Benny some of the essence that we've collected to unlock that recipe for the item we found. Don't worry if you don't have enough, the map will automatically track the location of any piece you find until you've acquired it. That is beautiful right there. Let me find it, but if I haven't been able to unlock it, just mark it on the map so I can go back and find it later. Beautiful, beautiful. A full list of furniture is included in the furniture making decor set below. Umbran shrines. Umbran shrines are hidden through the map and require a player to offer a unique sacred flower, which can be acquired from the following sources. Hidden through the Elderwood, from main story quests, purchase through Tamala, and hunting. Okay, cool. Similar to the Elderwood decor set, if you find an Umbran shrine, it will remain marked on your map until you complete the offering. Perfect. As your reward, you can receive artifacts and various resource packs filled with Elderwood materials. Cool. So I guess there's a bunch of these out there, and we can mark them on our map if we don't have the items, and then go back and complete them. Rummage piles. Each real-world day, players can find 2 rummage piles. Nice. So that doubles the amount of rummage piles we have now, because we currently have 1 in each location, but Elderwoods will have 2 on its own. These locations are the same for every player. In order to gain rewards, players need to use their hoe to clear the dirt before grabbing the items. I like that. You're introducing more mechanics to the game. You're introducing more use for the tools, which is super cool. Interconnecting tools and skills and stuff like that, it's good. It's good stuff. Perfect. I like the rummage piles, but I like that you're making another use for the tools along the way. Treasure chests, okay. Hidden throughout the Elderwood. Open them to receive a variety of awards, including a few new recipes. Perfect. So like I said, we're gonna skip the little conversation thing and just skip down. Artifacts and relics. We can uncover various artifacts. They are a part of the Elderwoods gathering experience. By completing a set, the player will be able to acquire the schematics to relics, a new type of equipment that provides buffs to not only you, but your entire party. I love that. If you want to maximize your capabilities, you'll want to work together to acquire and level up each of these relics. They can be found primarily through the Umbran shrines and the rummage piles. Perfect, good to know. And can be traded with other players at the central stables. Ooh. If you happen to find a piece you already have, try offering it for trade with another player in order to complete a set. Beautiful. Interconnectivity, forced socialization. That's what I need. That's what I need. Force me to socialize with other people. Upon acquiring your first artifact, you'll receive the Pieces of the Past quest, which will guide you through how the system works. You can submit any artifacts you find at the central stables near the southern exit. Okay, here are the relics. So every player in the party can equip a unique relic, sharing its benefits with the other party members. So if you have the 4 relics, you have a team of 4 people, you can have one of each of these active at a time. So We have the Bright Eye Amulet, has 4 levels. It boosts your amount of essence looted all the way up to a massive buff. We have the Elderwood Idol, which allows you to track infected items, and it goes from forage, insects, fish, and then finally huntable creatures, the last tier having all of them. Bag of Illusion allows you to directly interact with infected forage without the use of equipment or potions. Allows you directly, and insects, and fish, and huntable creatures. So this allows you to interact directly with the infected items without having to have a special equipment or potions, which is nice. So there's that one. And Guiding Lantern, I saw this one earlier, boosts the tier of other relics equipped by your party members. So if your party member has Bright Eye Amulet, but you have Guiding Lantern, it becomes Bright Eye Amulet 2, I'm guessing. Boosts the tier of other relics equipped by your party members, capped at tier 5. So if you have this one, Bag of Illusion 4, what does tier 5 do? Because it's capped at tier 5, so this boosts this to 5. I wonder what level 5 unlocks. Because it capped at tier 5, so it's got to go up. I'm wondering what that means. Unless it's not available right now, we'll find out later. I don't know, we'll see. So in order to acquire them, you need to complete artifacts. By completing the artifact, you'll earn Eloisa Fun... By completing an artifact, you'll earn Eloisa Fun Bucks, which can be exchanged for the schematics to craft a relic via the register near where you donate them. Eloisa Fun Bucks, that's hilarious. Relics need to be crafted in the central stables near the waterfall. To craft and upgrade them, you'll need a few unique items, enchanting runestones and finishing runestones. Those can be found from the main story, hidden throughout the place, different accomplishments, or purchased at Tamalo's store. So, for players who really want to show off their prowess, you can unlock a unique nameplate by leveling up every relic to tier 4. Oh, there's going to be so many people working on this. I can see it now. Here we go, mining. This is what I'm looking for. As a part of Elderwood's release, we're making large changes to material acquisition. So, some people might not be happy about this, but Pallium will be now found exclusively in the Elderwood. No more finding Pallium in Bahari Bay. And it's as abundant in the Elderwood as iron is in Bahari. So Pallium's going to be everywhere in the Elderwood. Just go, you need Pallium, it's going to be everywhere. Go find it. Because Pallium's significantly easier to acquire, we increase the amount of Pallium bars necessary to craft exquisite tools to be in line with other tool tiers. I'm cool with that, okay? Here's the thing. Pallium has been super hard to find, super difficult to acquire. I'd rather it be more plentiful and have an increased amount of bars required to craft things than the reverse. I'd rather have to spend more time out gathering it than just time out trying to find it. I like this change. I'm okay with it. XP values have been adjusted, of course. A new type of stone, white stone, will drop from stone nodes within the Elderwood. White stone can be refined at the smelter to create white stone slabs. That might be some cool decorations. Some white stone. White stone slabs can be purchased at Hodari's mining store. Platinum can be now found in rare dedicated nodes across the Elderwood. So that's our new Pallium as far as rarity is, as far as rare nodes. But here we go. Fear not, we are very happy with the gameplay experience around Pallium and are going to replace it with new dedicated nodes for silver and gold. Silver nodes can be found rarely across Kilima Village. Gold nodes can be found rarely across Bahari Bay, and they'll drop the same star stones as their counterparts, copper and iron. So what this means is silver and gold are no longer super hard to get. I mean, they're still harder to get, but you can actually find nodes for them, which is kind of cool. Like it's going to be like the Pallium works, but silver and gold aren't primary materials. Silver and gold and now platinum, it looks like, are like a tertiary third tier material. Like you've got your primary materials, your secondary materials. It's like a third material that's occasionally used for rare items. So I could see this being beneficial, using the Pallium system, but for stuff that's less common, more rare. and then allowing pallium and stuff to be more frequently found for the base materials. Just super nice. I'm good with that. Some people may not like that, but I'm pretty good with that. Ore Compass has been updated to track all this stuff, of course. Okay, foraging. Within the Elderwood, introducing new gatherable types of materials. Various items found are used for crafting new decor sets or various cooking dishes. A new type of wood, ancient wood, can be found through the Elderwood ancient trees. Okay, so we now got ancient wood. Sometimes drop a seed, of course, and rarely a high value ancient amber. Elderwood orchids, Elderwood lotuses. We got an Elderwood flower, which is an epic flower that's quite hard to find, kind of like our what is that? The heart drop lily, or the some of the more rare flowers like the Dari cloves and stuff. We got staircase mushrooms. When foraging a staircase mushroom, players have a chance to learn the recipe to muskin, a leather-like material crafted at the fabric loom from any mushroom. Ooh, so this is like a vegan leather made out of mushrooms. That's kind of cool. Floatfish mushrooms, elder clam mushrooms. These can be opened to acquire elder clam mushroom meat and rarely a black pearl. Nice. Note the elder clam mushroom meat can be used on any crafting dish that requires red meat. And there's the other vegan option for meat. So we got vegan leather, vegan meat. I like that. Floatatoes, cool. Black batterfly beans. On occasion, the players acquire batterfly bean seed when foraging, which can be planted in the player's garden. I'm excited to get to the new gardening stuff. I'm obsessed with gardening. The dowsing rod will now track rare, epic, and legendary forage. 2 new accomplishments. Okay, so everything that we had with the old systems carrying over to the new system, accomplishments and the dowsing rod, blah, blah, blah. It's all going to connect to the new system. None of that's changing. It's just being expanded for Elderwoods. Falling forage. Additionally, we're introducing shootable forage into the game. On some trees in Bahari Bay and Elderwoods, player will see items hanging from trees. Players can use an arrow to shoot down the forage or chop down the tree to get the item. Honey can be gathered in Bahari Bay and the Elderwood. Kappa nuts can be found on ancient trees in the Elderwood. That is cool. That is really, really cool. I like that idea. I was mentioning earlier the hoe and expanding the use of tools, giving more diversity. That right there is perfect. You're using your hunting bow as a way to forage. I love it. Love every minute of it. Expand our tool usage. I'm so cool with that. Give us a new reason to use our fishing rod. I'm cool with that too. Hunting creatures. Okay, so we got the Agapu and the Shmol. The Agapu is a feisty one, first creature in Palia that will hit you back, but in our own cozy way. I like this. So it's I know some people have been worried because it's got combat, and it's kind of like a combat, but not really because you don't have any health. So what it does is when it's alerted, it can spit at you and slow you down, which is super cool. So it just hits you and you get slowed and it tries to run off. Not only that, it's beefy and requires a number of arrows to take down. We recommend fine arrows and a party. There are 3 types of Ogapu, the regular, the emerald, and the wave back. I wonder what the unique mechanic of the wave back is. So as we've seen with previous animals, you got the regular, the harder to kill one, and then you've got the unique magical mechanic one. I'm curious to see what their mechanic is. Players can acquire Ogapu meat and Ogapu skin. Meat can be used as a fish replacement. Cool. So you don't have to fish if you're doing it in any fish dish. I like that. On occasion, the player may also acquire an Ogapu scale, emerald. Okay, so they got all the different scales. Perfect. There's a plushie for each, of course. Of course there is. New hunting accomplishments. Slimed will award the mounted Ogapu. Nice. I love the mounted trophies. The Shmol is a wholly new paradigm for hunting. Across Elderwood, players will find new networks of Shmol holes that contain multiple Shmols. These little ones are tricky to catch. When alerted, they'll dive back into their hole and pop out somewhere else within the network. Sort of like a multiplayer version of Whack-A-Mole. Schmoes will wait patiently for players who are playing solo and need to find where they popped out, but for hunting parties, players can split up and manage a few holes each. So you may have to run around, if you're solo, you may have to run around and find all the different holes and, okay, hit him here, now find where he popped up, hit him over there, find where. So you can do it solo, but if you have multiplayer, you can all pick multiple different holes and just boop, 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 boop until it's dead. That's very interesting. So there's 3 types of those as well: the regular, the elder, and the pixie schmoll. I wonder what the pixie, I wonder what the unique mechanic for the pixie is. Different type, drops different types of mushrooms, okay, found through the Elderwoods, so it just drops a bunch of mushroom stuff. Spores are the unique item from those. We got a plushie for each, of course. And then, of course, the trophies as well with a mounted schmoll. I'm so looking forward to that. Okay, in addition to new hunting creatures, we made a number of adjustments to hunting in the game. We've gotten feedback that hunting creatures get spooked too easily, that is true, and are making some changes to make it easier to sneak up on them. Yeah, it is hard to sneak up on stuff, like it just runs. Greatly reduce the angle at which they can spot you. Ooh, they have more tunnel vision now, that makes sense. Slightly reduce range at which loud sounds will cause them to flee. Perfect. They've adjusted lethargy arrows, greatly increased slow effect duration. So the duration of the slow is greatly increased, but the effect is reduced slightly. And it does less damage. Of course it does. I spam those things. Oh man, okay. Well, that's gonna change my play. Tier 3, no longer remove the slow effect when using their own abilities. Good, 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 good. These changes should give a clear identity to the lethargy arrow while also better supporting the new hunting creatures in Elderwood. It makes sense. So if you can afford to make lethargy arrows, there's no reason to have fine arrows because they do the same amount of damage. So now you're going to be like, okay, lethargy arrow, boom. One person hit it with lethargy, everybody else use fine. It gives it more of an identity. It makes more sense. Slightly reduce sprint speed of Cernuk and slightly reduce the Elder Cernuk health. Okay. Insect catching. Across the Elderwoods, players will find a range of new insects to collect, including new types such as the pixie and the rockhopper. The buzzy jar will track all them. Okay, it's getting updated. 3 new accomplishments been added. So the full collection accomplishments, I'm like for the animals or the bugs and the fish, I'm assuming they'll carry over. That's what this is saying. Elderwood Shadow Box, Bright-Eyed Shadow Box rewards. Hey, look at the little froggy guys. Grumpy Granite Rockhopper. It's impossible to tell if this Rockhopper is genuinely mad at you or if its face just looks that way. I love that. Okay, I'm going to scroll through these, and I'm not going to go through these in detail. We'll discover those as we play. Fishing the Elderwood is fully stocked with a new set of fish for players to catch and distributed across the zone various times a day. These include 2 new fish types, sharks and floatfish. The fish are more difficult to catch on average than the Bahari and Kilima. We advise players who want to catch the rarest ones to use Pallium tools and every buff at their disposal. Fishing is going to be difficult. Interesting. So I guess I'm gonna have to stock up on some buffs because I don't buff right now. The ones in Bahari and Kilima, I don't even use buffs. I mean, the ancient fish is rough, so I kind of carry some buff Fisherman's Brew for that. But other than that, I mean, 3 new accomplishments added for collecting the full collection. Elderwood Angler mounted floatfish, nice. Master Elderwood Angler will award the mounted maws. So we got all these. I'm going to skip through them. That's a lot of fish. Fishing rates have changed globally. We've reworked how fishing catches are determined across the game, resulting in changes to all catch rates for items and fishing. These changes are systemic, meaning there was no explicit goal to increase or decrease any given item, but it would not be possible to catch. It would not be possible to match the previous catch rates. We believe this results in more chances for players to catch hard to acquire fish. Most fish awarded for Night Sky are more likely to appear. Makeshift chests are more likely to appear when not using bait, and less likely to appear when you use worms and glowworms. I like that. Don't make me waste my glowworms when I'm not fishing for makeshift. When no bait is used, common fish are more likely to appear, uncommon less likely. When using worms, common fish will be less likely to appear, or uncommon fish will be more likely to appear. When using glowworms, epic fish will be more likely to appear. So this makes me wonder, there's no mention of it, but like right now, my understanding is like certain fish are caught with certain bait. So no bait determines which fish are available in the pond. Worms determines which fish are available in the pond, and glowworms determines which fish are available in the pond. If that doesn't change, it seems like that has to change, because if that doesn't change, what's the point of this? Common fish will be more likely to appear and uncommon less likely. So that, I'm not positive, but this feels almost like they're changing the entire system to where the no bait just means common fish, worms means uncommon, and glowworms means epic. And it's like there's no more, to me it seems like there's no more like glowworms required for this fish. It just increases the catch rate. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure on that. I would need clarification on that. But the way this is worded feels like the no bait required to catch this, worms required to catch this, isn't as set in stone as it was. It might be, but okay. Sushi recipes more likely to appear. Ancient fish more likely to appear. These are less likely. These I get tons of. Okay, so we'll have to find out more about that. That's interesting though. With the Elderwood Expansion, we're releasing 2 new crops for Palia: butterfly beans and rockhopper pumpkins. 2x2, both 2x2s. You got the butterfly beans found at the large base of large trees. Occasionally, seeds will be acquired when gathering them. Perfect. And you have to unlock the canned beans recipe from the preserves jar. Okay. Pumpkin seeds can be acquired from Tamala's store once you progress the main story. And the canned pumpkin recipe has to be unlocked. Of course, you can't have gathering without new cooking dishes. Here we go. We got a bean burger, candied kappa nuts, elderwood pie, flotata fries, fruit smoothie, loaded flotata, pumpkin curry and rice, pumpkin pie, pumpkin stew, soon tofu, spicy honey baked mujin, and veggie chili. And these can be found in people's rooms and the decor shops and randomly found various places. Go hunt for them. Don't read those, just go hunt for them. Trust me. Go check out people's rooms. This release is our largest single drop of items for housing since we originally opened Palia to players. We're not only releasing 2 furniture sets, but also several additional smaller items. Of course, we talked about the increase to decor limit. Umbran decor set. Look at this bad boy. This is the it looks like it's the basic Umbran, the basic decor, like the starter, like welcome to if I don't misunderstand this, welcome to Elderwoods, here's your first decor set. That's kind of what that feels like. Everything's purple. Everything's based in ancient wood, it looks like. And of course there's stuff sold in the black market, rugs and stuff. Makes sense. Oh, Elderwood decor set. Never mind, this is it. This is the fancy version. This is the base, like, this is made out of purple wood. Everything's made out of ancient wood. That's what this one is. Okay, I got you. You find... Oh, this is all the stuff you find in the Elderwoods, and you have to unlock through the... given the little things to the little pixie. Gotcha. Additional decor. In addition, we have added new items. Some items were already noted in above patch notes. So we got the map here. Got a harp. This is the grow your own style, and it's got a giant, like a gazebo thing. There's the mounted fish. There's the mounted bugs. Is that a plushie? And then a fancy tree. Okay, we're gonna skip that. Social menu has been updated. More updated information on your friends and players on the server. It'd be a lot more responsive. Okay. Added items out of the request system, of course. Here's the map we've got. Okay, we'll look at that. I'm gonna wait to look at that until we get in game, I should say. Early game improvements. We made some updates to the initial experience for new players started the game. I don't think I'm gonna go through these in detail, but it looks like they're updating the initial gameplay for new people coming in because some of it was a little rough to learn and get through. Recently walked somebody through it, one of my friends, and it was a little rough to kind of learn it, so hopefully this polishes it up a little bit. I'm not going to go into detail about that. 6 unique patterns and 17 fresh colors of lipstick for more free makeup, skin tone, and hair options. Nice. Blush has been added. 2 new long hairstyles and 15 new hair colors. Perfect. Okay. Furniture making reduced. The glider requirements reduced. Premium store updates. They've updated the look of the premium store, which I really like this. It's a lot better than it was. A lot more visual as far as what you're getting and what you're looking at. I like that. Easier to find content, navigate promotions. Makes sense. They've added a new starter pack to help new and veterans player explore the Elderwood. It comes with a little Palia Patch, a greenhouse outfit, and 850 Palia coins for the cost of $425. Ooh, that's a really good deal right there. I like that. You get a pet, a Palia Patch pet, a greenhouse outfit, and 850 coins for the cost of $425. Okay, that's a nice little thing. If you're interested, if you're into buying the packs, there you go. Founders pack. Oh, geez, that's a lot of stuff. 3,400 Palia coins, 8 premium outfits themed around each of the skills, so they're all skilled. You got a cook outfit. Okay. I see. You got a miner's outfit. You got a hunting outfit. That makes sense. That is really cool looking. Okay, cool. I kind of like that. And the honey bumble pet. I can't read. You'll also receive the courier pet functionality. So that's your first courier pet. I know they're going to unlock it in a later patch, but this is the first access to it. So the Founder's Pet pack includes 3,400 coins, the courier pet, 4 slots, all the skill outfits, and then all the skill tool skins. The cost will be less than the 3,400 coin bundle. So you get 3,400 coins. It costs 3,400 coins, but you also get the pets, the outfits, and the tool skins. Here we go. Courier functionality. Pets can now whisk a handful of items straight to your home plot storage, freeing up your backpack space without the long trek back. Each send-off has a brief 10-minute cooldown, and you can expand capacity up to 8 slots. 4 slots with the Founders Pack, and another 4 available through an Elderwoods quest line. But we won't say more on that. No spoilers. Okay, cool. So that's really cool. I like that. So we'll be able to send our pets back with items to put back in the storage every 10 minutes. Okay, new outfits added to the store. New pet added to the store, new glider added to the store, and some miscellaneous bug fixes. I'm not going to go into detail about these. I just want to make a quick video and go over the patch notes with you guys and kind of giving you an idea of what to expect. There are some changes to the base game, so keep an eye out for that. Elderwoods will be released before long, so this may come out after Elderwoods is released, but it'll at least give you an idea of some of the old changes. If you didn't notice them, you didn't read up on these, keep notes on these, and there are some changes to the main game. So kind of keep that in mind as you play. Thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Elderwoods. I'm so ready to get started. I'm just waiting, just watching the clock. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the inside, and maybe I'll see you guys next week.